to come and say, or would you not be unfair to say generally leaders of Baganda? Because I think that is not possible. Who are you blaming for that? And who are you holding?
I can tell you when that.
First of all, the General, he blames everybody except himself. If you shot people who are burning tires, you shot, first of all, that in itself will be extrajudicial killing. You shot the one who was hammering a police woman.
No.
The list of people that you killed
Not shot,
are bystanders. I have just watched one of the TVs this evening. A woman who was seated in a coaster and she was shot there. The bullet is still stuck in her spinal cord, languishing in a hospital. These are the majority of the people that you shot at, you killed, you maimed. And you don't feel sorry, and for you that was the quashing of the riot. And that was not premeditated. Because you see, and I have kept telling people, and you don't need to be extremely intelligent. If in one day, in 2 days, because of a riot, because of a burning of tire, you have killed more than 45 people, do I need to have been in Iruwero to know how many you killed when you faced armed people? In one day, you've shot and killed 60. Because they are rioting, you are shooting in arcades, you are shooting people who are traveling in taxis. I do not have to have been in Iruwero to know when you are faced with the armed people, how you behave. Because the examples are there. What you did in northern Uganda, burying people alive in Burucho, roasting people in Mukura, killing people here during the Uganda riots. Everywhere you have been, we know how you have behaved. You can parade yourself as a patriot, as someone who cares about Uganda. That self-entitlement, because you fought in Iruwero, so you set the standards and everybody must abide by them. So the public must judge Ssemujju and not judge Tumwene. The day you will discover that other people have a stake in this country and you begin treating them with courtesy and respect, it is the day when we will have peaceful elections. Because the players can change. Yesterday it was Besigye, the other day you were confronting the Kabaka of Uganda, the other day you were in Kasese massacring people. Ask yourself, why you? You are the one killing in Kasese, killing in Teso, in Mukura, killing in Acholi, killing in Uganda. So all these other people don't care about Uganda, they are not patriots. It is Tumwene who is a patriot. You are in Iruwero killing. Until that violence has got out of your head, this country is in trouble. You see, for Ghana now to begin enjoying the peace that they have, J. Rawlings, who was loading people in helicopters and throwing them in ocean, until it dawned on him that to have a country, you need to do the following. Look at what Kenya is doing, with all their problems. Uhuru Kenyatta says, no. If you keep one part of the country dissatisfied, that country may explode one day. And that's why this section of society should also have an opportunity to lead Kenya. For them, this is like and the reason I said, and I saw Margaret Mohanga, I don't want to take responsibility for ignorance of what I said. I said, look at the root causes. Before COVID came, were you allowing people to enjoy themselves? Did you allow aspiring presidential candidates to go and consult, as the Presidential Elections Act says? Did you allow them? Tumukunde was beaten. Kyagulanyi was beaten. And that's why I said to you, COVID was godsend, because now you can wave it at our face. In the past, who did you allow? Even MPs, you remember? At one time, they said 2 MPs cannot address a rally in another constituency, because they think Uganda is their parents' estate. They must determine how other people live in it. You can continue, because today you carry a gun. And the mentality of all the African people who carry guns is that the country now belongs to them. They will determine how others enjoy. And I have seen Margaret, of course not surprising, I have had Tumwene, of course, also not surprising, who think they have a higher stake in Uganda. Other people are agents of provocateur. They are the ones disturbing peace, because policemen, you have no justification Tumwene to kill a person who has come to Kampala to check on his children. You have no justification to shoot at people traveling in a taxi. Even if there is a riot, you don't have that justification to shoot at children who have died. People are collecting bodies. They have fresh graves in their compound. You have no justification. You must treat people with remorse. People are bleeding. They are crying. You've killed their loved ones. What is the difference between you and the past government that you want to fight in Ruwero? They had the similar justification. We are fighting rebels. They are fighting you. So if you continue rationalizing killing, then you have no reason to blame Obote, who was fighting an armed rebellion in Ruwero. Because if you, I just imagine if it were you faced with an armed rebellion, of course when you are faced one, we've seen what you do. You went to Kasese, mauled down everybody. You did the same thing in Burucho, in Achori. Roasted people in wagons in Teso. We cannot have peaceful election the moment you compete people who have made violence their trade. And you can hear the way Tumwene speaks, as if Uganda belongs to him, is doing people, any other person a favor. The security people you are talking about, they are working on your orders. You are the one who put them on the street to go and begin shooting. Riots have taken place in America. They have taken place in other countries. They don't respond to riots the way you responded to this particular riot. That you go shooting randomly. You beat journalists, you shoot at schools, you shoot. This has to stop. If you want to have a country, today you are the one who carrying guns. I don't know who will be carrying guns tomorrow. When Obote had guns, he thought he had the monopoly of these guns. The same mentality that you have. If you don't want elections, you don't organize them. Just announce that there will be no elections in Uganda, and then you will have no candidates. The moment you nominate candidates, even the COVID you are talking about, Charles, I was telling someone, giving someone a very simple example. The way Ugandans are assembled, you will find someone selling drugs in Kampala, and he has 300 people who have collected around him. Because, and Margaret says lack of jobs is not a serious matter. I don't know where she lives. She lives in heaven, where if you don't have a job, it's not a serious matter. In other countries, in Sudan went up in flames because of the price of bread. And that's what removed the al-Bashir, because people couldn't afford a meal. So therefore, the totality of people who speak for this government, of the planners, of the murders in Kampala, if that mentality of a strong man does not stop, of mighty is right, I have a gun and therefore I'll shoot you. Policemen have a right to shoot you because you are about to also to kill them. If we don't fight that mentality, we don't have a country, and it does not matter how long it will take. And it doesn't have to be me. In 1980, it is Dr. Ssemujju whose victory was stolen. Museveni, who had lost an election in Mbarara, was the first to go to Ruwero to fight. The statements I make here do not in any way suggest that I will be the first to go and pick a gun and maybe cause violence. We only care because we all live in this place called Uganda. If we organize the elections, you must also be prepared to lose them. But you organize an election that you must win at all costs. You must determine how people compete against you. You must keep everybody at gunpoint. And you must keep reminding them of how powerful you are, how you can shoot them, how you can end their lives. Please, you can continue ending lives. Even Gaddafi, who had told people he's going to spray them as insects, those insects never died. It is him who had the spray that died. You must change the language, Tumwene, because for you now you have grown, you are an elder. You can't speak like a Tumwene who went to Ruwero to fight. You are an elder now. Stop speaking like an iron-fisted man who thinks the world owes you. It does not. This country belongs to all of us. You must make it comfortable to everybody. The moment you begin herding us like cows, you will not know when and who will make an explosion. Gob made a very good point. Ask yourself, why do these things keep occurring? Is it because Ssemujju is appearing on UBC? The other day you were shooting at people protesting because you have stopped the Kawaka of Uganda from traveling, from enjoying in his own territory. You were in Kasese massacring people and you are saying they had guns. You are in Burucho barring people alive because there is a war you executing in northern Uganda. You are in Mukura roasting people in wagon because there is a rebellion. Ask yourself, this anger, how do we deal with it? Do we deal with it by shooting at people? So when they fall silence for you, that is a victory. Now we have finished. You have seen him celebrating. After 3 days we finished and he's very happy. Yeah, 2 days you finished after shooting people. They are still barring. They are very happy with you. You've said the public will judge Ssemujju. The public is judging you. That after tens of people are dead, for you are saying in 2 days we had finished. Thank you for finishing in 2 days.
General, you want to respond to that?
Sure.
One of the things he mentions is Gobi. Sorry, I thought General should respond to those direct references. One of the things he mentions, he refers to, is Mukura, which was a very unfortunate landmark in the, mark in your CV as liberators, and the president came out to apologize about them. Do you, as a senior leader in the military but also in government, do you at least regret what happened, especially to the loss of innocent lives last week? Yes, well, yes, you can have it.
Really, I find that question very interesting. First of all, there has never been loss of life that is not regretted.
Okay.
All loss of life,
that's important,
should be regretted.
General.
And there should be condemnation, tough action on those who do it outside the law.
Yeah.
The history of the National Resistance Army and the NRM is on record that for us to create a new type of armed force as opposed to the old ones was because we put tough rules in the NRI Code of Conduct, which is now
sanctions
which is
against
now
those
in
who
the
abuse.
Act, all of them, which deal with anybody, any errant soldier of the UPDF who make a mistake, we shoot him. That's what our laws say, so that we prevent the negative people, the bad people in our society, from spoiling the good work of the innocent people. So
Good.
Anywhere where there has been loss of life, it is regrettable.
Good.
However, when it comes to these facts, because you can go to any incidents of these, and each incident has been handled and explained why it happened. In this particular case of the people who have been killed, and where people are trying to be sentimental, and I even heard somebody saying no senior person has condoned with the bereaved. Government officials, the Minister of KCC on that second day and the Minister of Health went to the hospitals and talked to the casualties who were there. Government has been condoning with the families, and more efforts will be coming out. And therefore, everybody should regret the loss of lives and the injuries and the suffering and the inconvenience and the robberies and the disruptions are regrettable. But the question is, who planned, who prepared, who started, who caused that what has now resulted in this regrettable situation? Therefore, that's why we need to understand who is misleading the public. Emotions about death of life. If you create chaos, anarchy, which results in death of lives. Lives actually started dying before even bullets were shot. People were being knocked by cars which were being chased, you saw, because we are now talking of what is visible. And therefore, anybody who keeps saying the violence was okay, but the only problem is the result. No, this is the result. The result is regrettable because they were lives innocent. Not all of them were, by the way, we are still researching. Not all of those who died were innocent. We have to sort out who were innocent and who were not. That one is a subject of investigation. So, part of the security forces are part of the injuries. Injured by the rioters, prepared by the political leaders to attack. And they said this before. You heard Ssemujju say they had more power, more people than the police, and they have been training to attack the police. So imagine who is a danger to society. The one who goes and plans to disrupt the peace of the people of Uganda and cause death and burn the city and burn petrol stations and do all the havoc, and you think they will not be dealt with? So I want to say that the one who started it, you see, the whole point is the motive. What was the motive of those who started it? And please, you people, he was saying, me, I talk with power. At my age, I have an obligation to tell you Ugandans the truth. Me, I don't go around like this.
That's important.
Please, the truth remains the truth. Lies always get defeated. I don't want to stand here and say, young people, you have a right to attack the security. They are not going to attack you. That will be a lie. And this is what these people do. They go and say, we train you so that you can attack the police, because our police has been very kind, was not violent, has been friendly to the public because of our training. So, for people to teach those who are keeping them safe and plan to attack them, and then they complain when some incident, when unfortunate results come out of it, you should be regretted, you should condemn anybody. And I'm going to the third point, by the way. There are three areas. There is the action, the physical action of participation in the riot. There is the incitement by the leaders. Then there comes this genocide language. That one is actually more serious. The genocide language that accompanied the violence, where the so-called representatives, I don't know whether they represent Baganda actually, because I'm waiting to hear whether the leadership of the Baganda are coming out to either own these people or deny them, who are threatening other tribes.
What does that mean, General? The leadership of Baganda, what does that mean? I'm
saying the leadership of the Baganda people. I have not heard.
Which one would that be?
No,
would that
both
be
in government
would
and
that
in
be an
territorial
MP?
leaders and anywhere. I am waiting to hear.
Would that be an MP
Anybody
in
who
Buganda,
says,
or
these people are not speaking on our behalf, because it is not in the interest of any tribe for anybody to speak a genocidal language which threatens and talk openly and nobody replies to say, no, these are individuals, these are criminals who are speaking a wrong language, which we condemn, which we don't support. We talk of the peaceful coexistence of the people of Uganda, and that's what I think should be said. I am still to hear an official leader say that was wrong, we don't represent these people. Instead, you hear more of the continuation of it. Now you hear the other side. Some people are saying, oh, we are also prepared for you. Omanyi.
But General, allow me first guide. General, the trouble I find with that is because it is a general statement that comes on social media, and it is hard to align it. Do you remember, General, with the hindsight memory. Do you remember when Honorable Mbabazi, when the Honorable Mbabazi, your senior colleague, announced that he was standing, and there were clips of, you know, these video clips on social media again that were in Runyankore, in Ruchiga, and you could not tell a source of it. Did you ask anybody from Chigezi or from Ankole